Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, The Fallen Pages. So today's book is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. So what this book is, that it's sort of a tale that reads like a riddle, okay? It's enigmatic in a way, that it's wrapped in a labyrinth and dipped in chaos of time itself. And the writer, what I've observed, doesn't just unfold the story. It beacons, the book sort of beacons, inviting you to wander its halls, to ponder its puzzles, and during this reading, you sort of like lose yourself in its hypnotic and surreal beauty. So the location in this book, it's a fiction novel, and the location in this book is of a house, of a mansion, and it is not just a setting. It's a living, breathing entity, the house, and it's sort of like a boundless labyrinth of marble halls, crashing tides, and sweeping skies inside the house. And it feels sacred and eternal, akin to a physical manifestation of memory and knowledge. It feels like the location in this novel is of a mind palace inside of a subconscious sort of a thing. The house becomes a metaphor for the human mind, mind's vastness and mysterious and brimming sort of like with forgotten corridors of meaning, as we delve into the book itself, you would know that what I'm talking about, what sort of characters exist and how the house is from the inside. And the protagonist, who calls himself Piranesi, is sort of like reveres the house with a devotion that borders on religions. And his meticulous cataloging of statues, tides, and birds mirrors humanity's quest to make sense of an often incomprehensible universe inside the house, the mansion. In his eyes, what I've observed, the house is a benevolent entity and providing him with a sustenance and purpose. Yet the labyrinth nature of the house suggests something darker. There's depth to the house, to the stories inside a house, and the potential for entrapment, for losing oneself in the vastness of the knowledge or memory of the house. So Piranesi, the protagonist, is sort of like a innocent wanderer inside of the house, and the narrator, he's basically the narrator of the story and is basically the central figure of the whole story, and his name is drawn from the Italian artist known for etching of impossible infinite prisons, hints at his entrapment within the house. Yet the protagonist, Piranesi, himself is a free in spirit. He likes to wander around. He's a free spirit, and his innocence and sense of wonder shines through in his every interaction with the house. He is childlike, recording every detail with a scientist's precision and a poet's awe. For example, he names the statues which are inside the house, the mansion, the woman carrying a beehive, the faun playing a flute, and imbuing them with life and significance. He sort of like talks to them, to these statues. And his existence is solitary but not lonely. He enjoys his alone time in the house. He feels deeply connected to the house and its rhythms. But sort of like beneath his serene demeanor lies a tragic truth. So the character, Piranesi, has been manipulated. His identity is fractured. As the story unfolds, we learn that he was once a man from the modern world, from our world, trapped in the labyrinth through the mechanics of the, the enigmatic other. The person that is mentioned in the book is as the other. And his journey is one of the rediscovery of the house, of the characters in the house. He doesn't remember how he came there. And he is basically, himself is an exploration of a memory, identity, and the nature of the reality inside the house. And the other that I just mentioned is basically Piranesi's only human contact. Is sort of like a chilling figure inside the book. He is charismatic, mischievous, and circulating inside the house as he is. He exists inside the reality of the house, and he's very calculative in a sense. He's scientific also, the way he thinks, the way he talks, the way he communicates with the protagonist. And it's sort of like he sort of like embodies the archetype of the trickster or the tempter. His relationship with the protagonist is exploitive, and he uses the latter, his innocence, Piranesi's innocence, to further his own quest for power and hidden meaning inside the house. The other represents modernity, the darker impulses of human nature itself, to drive, to exploit, to dominate, and dissect the mysterious existence inside the mansion, inside the house. And his constant attire of suits and polished suits, shoes, jarring against the timelessness of the house, symbolizes his detachment from its sacred nature of the house inside the reality of the house itself. When Piranesi begins to question the other's motives, because at first he thinks that he's a friend of his, but he starts to question his motives, and the story takes a sharp turn when he starts to ask the questions. And the house itself seems to aid Piranesi in his awakening, as if rejecting the other's ideology is like a motive for Piranesi, and the mansion, the house, sort of likes that. So the themes and the symbology in this book is and are basically the labyrinth of the house, the mirrors of labyrinth inside Piranesi's mind. As he navigates its halls, he's simultaneously navigating the fragmented shards of his identity, because he has no idea how he came there and he has no memory of it. And the shifting tides and the endless statues symbolize the fluid and multi-faced nature of memory and selfhood. So, and for example, he discovers notebooks in the novel, and that is a key moment in the novel itself, where the past confronts the present, forcing Piranesi to reconcile who he was with who he has become in the process inside the house. And when it comes to the other's perspective, the character, the other's quest for the great and the secret knowledge critiques humanity's relentless pursuit of power at the expense of humility and connection. And the house, with its endless halls and untold mysteries and stories, serve as a reminder that some truths are not meant to be conquered but rewarded. And you have to be, that you have to be at a certain degree in life to achieve those certain mysteries, because some mysteries come with experience and not knowledge itself. And it also mentions isolation and connection in the story. Let me take Piranesi, the character, that through Piranesi lives, through his life inside the house, the way he lives is near total isolation, because he's all alone in the house, and he finds connection with the house itself. The way he moves inside the house, the halls, and talks to the statues, observes the statues, and in the statues and even the birds in the house, his reverence contrasts with the other's cold detachment, emphasizing the importance of harmony with one's own environment. And the climax sort of takes place inside of the novel. The story itself is that when Piranesi pieces together the truth of his imprisonment and the arrival of new characters from the outside world further destabilizes his understanding of the reality inside of the house, and forcing him to choose between his deep bond with the house and the possibility of a life beyond its confines. and his ultimate decision to stay connected to the house even as he reclaims his old identity reflects a synthesis of his past and present selves. And it's sort of like it's a balance between knowledge and reverence, selfhood and connection with one's own inside reality. The novel itself is sort of like it's an intricate tapestry weaving together mythology, philosophy, psychology, and deeply personal exploration of human existence. And it challenges us to reconsider our relationship with the knowledge, memory, and spaces we inhabit, the spaces we surround ourselves with, our reality, and our mental state, our subconscious, how we understand ourself. And for the modern reader, if you look at the current times, Piranesi is like a mirror. The novel is like a mirror reflecting our own labyrinths of information inside the mental state, our endless quest for meaning, and the peril of forgetting the sacred. And the reader, the writer basically reminds us the true freedom that lies in understanding our own self, and not in domination but in harmony, not in answers but in wonder. So this book, Piranesi, reminds us that some mysteries are meant to be lived, and rather than being solved, and that the beauty of life lies not in the certainty but in the reverence for the unknown. So yeah, I guess that is it. The whole crux, the analysis, if you were to put it that way. I don't want to spoil the book for you, so that's why I didn't give you the whole story. But it is a craft of fiction and a little bit of philosophy and psychology inside. So I guess, yes guys, that is it. And if you guys like this video, this book, do let me know in the comments below. And do let me know if you guys want me to talk about other books and all of that stuff. Please do leave that in the comments below also. So I guess have a good day and see you next time.